What's going on, guys? G2 here, and welcome back to the channel. And today we're going to talk about something that I think is pretty important right now, and some of you are going to fall into this category, and I want to make sure that you know what your rights are, as well as you know what the limitations are on what you can do if you decide to go down this path. So let's get into it. Today we're going to go over medical marijuana, the doobie, and Form 4473 as listed by the ATF. Now, for those of you who are unfamiliar with Form 4473, right here, I'm going to throw it on the screen right here for y'all to take a look at while I talk here. This is the form that you fill out when you go to purchase a firearm from any dealer. This is the form. This is your firearms transaction record. Ask questions like, are you a habitual drunk? Have you been arrested? Have you been in a mental facility? Have you been discharged from the armed forces dishonorably? Have you ever been adjudicated as having a mental defect? Have you ever renounced your United States citizenship? These are all things that if you've purchased a gun, you've had to do and fill out this form, whether it was in paper like you see right here, or whether it was electronically, depending on the individual or company as to which you buy your firearms from. Now, the update to this is and encompasses now medical marijuana. So apparently medical marijuana is like the newest fad, right? So in those states where it is not technically legal to have for recreational purposes, some of you decide to bypass that and go and get a medical marijuana license, which allows you to go to a dispensary and purchase marijuana that has been synthesized for medical use. Now, some of these are completely legitimate. They're for recurring pain, chronic pain, PTSD, all these other qualifiers that allow you to get a medical marijuana card. Now, for those of you who are using it for the purpose in which it was intended, I applaud you. Thank you very much. For those of you who are using it as a way to just kind of go through the system just so you can legally smoke pot, and if you like guns, it's going to be a problem for you, because there is, right here, let's blow it up again, there is a question on number 11, section E, which asks, are you an unlawful user of or addicted to marijuana or any depressant, stimulant, narcotic drug, or any other controlled substance? The typical person, whether they have a medical marijuana card or not, would say no, right? I'm not unlawfully using marijuana because I have a medical marijuana card. Now, you would be wrong, my friends, because there's a clear statement here in bold which says, warning, the use or possession of marijuana remains unlawful under federal law regardless of whether it has been legalized or decriminalized for medicinal or recreational purposes in the state where you reside. Cliff Notes version: if you have a medical marijuana card and you try to get a gun, you can't. It says right here, because you would have to check no. Well, you would have to check yes, because you, according to this, are an unlawful user, irregardless of your medical marijuana card, which has been issued to you by the state in which you live in. Now, this is the rub. There is a penalty for lying on this form that goes up to 10 years imprisonment or up to $250,000 fine if you were to say that you are not an unlawful user, even though you do have a medical marijuana card. I would highly suggest you not do that, even though the statistics show that less than, it's like 0.09% of people who lie on an application on the 4473 are actually criminally prosecuted in court by the United States government. With that being said, your medical marijuana card is a legal document which is registered under your name, under your address, under your social security card or social security number in the state in which you live in. So, although the federal government, the ATF, might not catch it, it's very possible that at some point those records will cross paths, or they will create a database, which would be pretty easy to do, that lists medical marijuana recipients and 4473 approvals, being that it uses your social, and cross-check those, and the people who fall into both categories, you're going to get a knock on your door, and they're going to take your guns. I don't agree with it, but this is what it is. You can roll the dice, and you can lie, and I would highly suggest, again, I'm going to state this, I would highly suggest you not do that, or you can wait till your medical marijuana card expires and then go ahead and purchase the guns that you want legally and within the statutes of your state and federal laws. Now here's the problem with that. Once you get that medical marijuana license, you are now in a database, whether it expires or whether it doesn't. At some point down the line, this database is going to be combined with the ATF, and they're going to say, in 2008 you had a medical marijuana card, which you did not renew, and then in 2010 you went and you purchased 3 or 4 firearms in that year. It will come to that point at some point. So my suggestion is, if you don't need the medical marijuana card, just don't get it. If you want guns, you can't have both. There is no cake and eat it too in this situation. It's just not going to happen for you. But I wanted to bring this to your all's attention because there's a lot of you going around getting medical marijuana cards because you just want to be safe under the cover of the law to smoke pot. But you also want to have guns, and you can't have both. There are states for example, in Hawaii, where within 30 days of you getting your medical marijuana card, they tell you you have 30 days to relinquish all of your firearms or they're going to come take them from you. So that already shows me that this database put into place in the states that want to use it. Your state may not be there yet, but they will get there. I don't know, guys. What do you think? Personally, I'll keep my guns. Till next time, G2 out.